you would fucking fall asleep standing up. You'd probably tip over, and then your dick would propel you into a tripod position, but you'd be fell the fuck asleep. Because this girl cannot act. She has no fucking emotions. Even when Freddy is thrown and attacked her, she's like, bitch, do something. And I'm like, what in the fuck? I have to actually care about some characters. Even the Friday the 13th sequels and Nightmare on Elm Street sequels, I cared about characters. I care about Mark Patton. I definitely care about Heather Langenkamp, Lisa Wilcox, Ken Satos. I care about these people in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I don't give a fuck about these people, these kids. Why should I give a fuck about it? She doesn't even care about living or dying. She's like, bitch. Oh my god. It's a slap in the face to Heather Langenkamp that this girl is called Nancy. I'm like, you really don't call this girl Nancy. Heather Langenkamp could kick the shit out of this girl with her fucking pinky. Heather Langenkamp in the first movie, she's talking with her mom, she gets pissed, screw sleep, slams the fucking coffee pot down. At the end, the ending, which I'll get to, she's making fucking booby traps. She's fucking, come on, Kruger, come and get me. She's fighting Kruger, running. She's willing to punch fucking Kruger. I mean, this girl is useless with a capital U. As an F-U. F-U, fuck this movie. Where was I at with this movie, by the way? Oh yeah, after the funeral, and the Nancy who cannot act. Okay, this is their imagination, folks. Don't make a new Elm Street. Would you do anything? Because it's dreams. Look at Dreamscape. Look at Elm Street sequels. Hell, there's a movie that came out years ago, and I'm looking at right now the DVD, called The Cell. Anyone remember The Cell? Okay, I'm not a big fan of Jennifer Lopez. I'm not a big fan of Vince Vaughn. I like them alright. But The Cell? You watch The Cell, and that's how you can do fucking dreams. With imagination, with today's technology. That's how you can do fucking dreams. You can have crazy shit. Hell, Jennifer Lopez was talking to a girl, and then all of a sudden there's a fucking animal, and these things come down, and because it's supposed to be the mind of a serial killer, a fucked up individual. That's kind of how it is. Kind of dreams, but it's in the mind of a fucked up person. An animal, and when these things slide down, it splits the animal into sections. So you're seeing sections of the animal. And then they all each part goes away from the other. See, she's walking in between. It's you get crazy shit like that. It's ridiculous, but it's fucking crazy. It's a fucking dream. Dreams are ridiculous. People have dreams of fucking Bugs Bunny going after with a fucking machete. It's funny, but yet it's horrifying. You get dreams like that. That's part of dreams. It's crazy shit. Most of the time when not most, but a lot of time when people have dreams, you think of crazy shit. Crazy fucking shit. I'm sure people can write down crazy fucking dreams. I'm in the land of pillows, and I fell down into a pool of honey, and some naked women came down and licked over my body, but then a serpent came and wrapped around me, but then it was a female serpent. She liked me and seduced me and stuck her tail up my ass. Crazy shit. Yes, I've never had that dream, by the way. I just made that up top of my head. But my point is that you can do anything in a dream. Anything. And here is just so boring. Oh, by the way, I was saying they ripped off. Their imagination is, when Nancy is listening to headphones, they rip off the first movie. Oh, it's a remake. Okay, Friday the 13th. At least Friday the 13th. Other than the 5 minutes of shittiness with the, sort of what happened with Betsy, not Betsy Palmer, but Mrs. Voorhees. The rest of the movie tried to be its own thing. Whether you like it or not. It tried to it's a simple formula. better sensors, but it didn't replicate fucking scenes. And here it's Freddy coming out of the wall, except done in an old school way, like in '84. Here it's a shitty CGI effect. Shitty. 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 Shitty CGI effect. Shitty. Shitty. That's what this movie is. It's shitty. Broke the dog to go fuck this movie right up its bunhole. Broke the dog probably looked at this movie and pissed on it with fire like in Elm Street 4. And then you go back with the girl who was with the guy who killed himself. Or at least was talking with the guy. And she's going around, and then you have a fucking jump scare, weak-ass jump scare, where she's looking around, and there's Freddy. Then she wakes up. Then she's in a classroom. You probably see clips of it, how... Okay, little decent shot where she wakes up, and then the class, like, disappears, and, you know, in the ashes. But then Freddy's on the fucking... And I'm sorry, Jackie Earle Haley did not blow me away. I don't think Jackie Earle Haley did that good of a job. He has one, maybe two decent moments. I'll give him credit when it gets to it, but overall, I hated his voice. You took Rorschach from Watchmen and tried to, at times, double that voice. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work. You know, there were Freddy wisecracks in the early days that I actually laughed at. Here, it's not much about that. He has a little bit of that dark humor, but even then, it's not even that fucking funny. There's a dead dog and he goes, well, I was just petting him. Yeah? Pet my fucking animal. Okay, it's called a trouser snake. Pet that. It's gold-plated and everything. You fuck. And then, you just see something's going from a fucking mile away. The girl wakes up from the dream again when she was in the classroom. She's in bed. She goes to the fucking mirror. I'm like, nothing's gonna happen, right? She comes back, and I'm like, of course, Freddy's gonna be in the bed, right? She gets in the bed, yep, Freddy's in the bed. And then what you do? Second kill of the movie? You steal the kill from the first movie. Well, the girl's going up to the fucking ceiling. Which was done much better in the first one. Just here, it's like, she just grabbed and like, she just throwing, doom, doom, doom. You know how people made fun of Freddy vs. Jason, that scene with the pinball, and Jason going around like a pinball? Okay, that's silly, but at least this movie and that scene was meant to be silly. Freddy vs. Jason, when you get in that final fight, it's not supposed to be scary, it's supposed to be fun. Maybe at times campy, but fun. Just fun like a comic book. Now yes, it was not perfect, but this is like how she was going on. All you had to do was add the pinball effects, and boom! Scene right out of Freddy vs. Jason. Mixed with, you know, because it's so quick, like, two. It looked laughable, almost like she was going to do Kung Fu Matrix style, you know. Bullet time shit. It looked laughable is what I'm saying. What was great about the first one, and they fucked up in this one, of course, they came and steal the shit right. They stole it and they still fucked it up. That's how dumb they are. That's how fucking idiotic, pointless, and stupefyingly redundant they are. They stole the shit and they still fucked it up. Because in the first film, 84 version, it was slow. Freddy's getting her, and she's slowly going up. She's slowly being pulled up, and it's the agony of the slowness. And, you know, she's trying to reach, and he's like, Tina, Tina. She's trying to reach, she's crying out, and then she falls down. Here it's like, phoo. I'm like, you stole from the first movie. So again, this is idea about dreams. I have to do this because I'll be pissed off, and you know, it's fucking. This is about dreams, and you can't think of an original kill. You have to steal from the first movie. Just because it's Nightmare on Elm Street, oh, it's a remake, you don't have to remake all the fucking scenes. Even the Texas Chainsaw Massacre didn't remake every fucking scene. Yeah. It had the hitchhiker scene, but it did it differently. In the original, the guy cut himself. He was a bad guy. In this one, it was a girl who blew her fucking a hole through her head. Not a big fan of that movie, but that did more than this movie. And maybe I have so much hostility, because Nightmare on Elm Street is the first horror film franchise I got into. Freddy Krueger was the first horror icon I knew about. He was the first horror icon that really got me into horror films. So, like, I found Jason, Michael Myers later. Leatherface I found much later than the others. But Freddy I saw even as an early age. I saw those movies. Especially Elm Street 3, Elm Street 4. I even loved Elm Street 2. Of course, the original. Even Freddy's Dead. I saw those when I was a kid. Maybe I wasn't supposed to, but I did. And I loved them. Even my mom loved them. She's a big fan of Freddy Krueger. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know? And yes, my mom is one of those types, because the other week, not the other week, but I don't know when this will be posted, but when I saw Expendables, she wanted to go. So I took her, and she loved the Expendables. That's what kind of mom I have. I have a mom that she loves Sly. She wanted to go see it. I'm like, okay, let's go. Pay for the ticket. And she loved the Expendables. So that's the kind of, you know, cool mom that is. But, oh my god. Let me just go on. I'll be here all day. So they steal the kill from the first movie. No imagination. And basically, her guy runs and meets up with Nancy, covered in blood. And like in the first one, with the Rod character, he runs out and he's caught, he's put in prison. And some talking about what's going on. You have Nancy and this guy who sort of likes her. This guy, I think Kyle something, I think his character's name is Quentin. Out of all the cast, I thought he was the one that was alright. He wasn't great, but he was alright. This Kyle guy, the Quentin, I think, character, the one who liked Nancy, he was alright. I think because at the end, you know, when Nancy's being a fucking weakling, Quentin did him, and the guys didn't pwn, like, he got fucking cut. I'll get to that, but I'm like, I felt sorry for that guy, and I'm like, okay, that's something. I didn't love the character, but okay, he's alright. He's not that bad. But not like a Ken Sados or fucking Lisa Wilcox or anything. But all in all, the girl that was killed, seen in the first movie, her little boyfriend who's in prison now. He, you know, guard says someone put bail, and he comes out, and of course it's a dream. And it's a dream in a boiler room. And really, no imagination here. Basically, he's running through a boiler room. Freddy comes, talks some shit. And, okay, when I said Jackie Earle, I'm not a fan of him in this movie, this is one of the two decent scenes. And then when he's like, you know, the kid's like, what do you want? He's like, can you turn back time? Can you raise people from the dead? And then he says something like, yeah, I didn't fucking think so, or something like that. That was a decent little acting performance. And then the way this guy killed, I think it's the guy from Sarah Connor Chronicles. I haven't watched the show, from my friend Effrey, I think that's the guy. The guy who's in the prison fatigue, you know, the orange jumpsuit. He's looking around, and then basically gets a glove through him. I'm like, okay, you know, it's a graphic, gory death. By the glove yet again. But okay, if you want to do some kill scenes, One or two of them can be the glove, of course, is the glove. But every single one of them is the glove?